Yeah, 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 yeah. A 10. Ow! I told you niggas quit fucking with me, didn't I? I told you niggas you ain't want no smoke. You niggas is saying the lobby ain't showing me none. Can't look at you niggas like me as you Benjamin Button. Rather than cage of the beast, leaving my mark, nigga. It's time I get to killing you niggas, drilling you niggas. Keeping my COVID distance, nigga, I'm sick of you niggas. Itchy blanket motherfucker, I ain't really feeling you niggas. You niggas worried about being prison, I'm dealing you niggas. Fuck around, bring the wine out, bring your smile out. Pull up in your neighborhood, go ahead, shoot your blinds out. Me and my squad, we'll pull up, nigga, and it's ice out. Don't play no games round here, I ain't chasing around. No fucking clout, and I'm grilling niggas. Let's take a moment of silence for those fell from a nigga wildin'. They fucked up, then I anger the bastard child. I tell the niggas I walk up, shake your hand with a smile, and I keep a gun in my back pocket just to get you wildin'. Turn it up a notch, 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 turn it up, turn it up a notch, turn it up, turn it up a notch, turn it up. What now? How? Turn it up a notch, 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 turn it up, turn it up a notch, turn it up. How?
What's going on, Smoove?
What's happening?
Man, feeling a bit different today, bro.
Oh yeah, what's happening?
Man, I'm feeling like they underestimating us, man.
Oh man, they gon' do that.
You know what I'm saying? I guess we gotta turn it up on them.
Turn it up a notch.
Well, let's do it then.
Well shit, that's the only thing we here for. Fuck all these trash ass rappers talking all that shit. Talking about they made this and made that. We gon' turn it up a notch. Let's get them, Vic.
Hold up, give me a second to step in and let me flex my skills and step in the way that I eat beats. They labeled your boy a threat for real. Leaving them shocked electric ill. It's good chillin' hood to the weapon spill. But I have professor just get pills. Would you come in? It's gonna happen here. For press and still, give it all you got, homie. It's just a warning shot. Front and get your collar pop on deck, cause I've been calling shots. I'm Phoenix, Arizona, my section rep. You want this lesson next? As soon as that weapon presses, sit him in a chair just like Professor X. You might have to lay in it, so be careful where you make your bed. I start spitting bars and got MC shaking scared. Your rhymes are weak, then I'm hitting them with the razor's edge. Shots to detach his arms like a Mr. Potato Head. So let me flex a bit, better know who you messing with. As soon as the weapon lifted, to spin his head like the exorcist. And if you take a note, then start jotting them down. No flopping around, you assed out like a hospital gown. It's gangster. Turn it up a notch. 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 Yeah, yo. Turn it up a notch. 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 Yeah, yo. Yeah. A 10. Ow! I told you niggas quit fucking with me, didn't I? I told you niggas you ain't want no smoke. You niggas is saying the lobby ain't showing me none. Can't look at you niggas like me as you Benjamin Button. Rather than cage of the beast, leaving my mark, nigga. It's time I get to killing you niggas, drilling you niggas. Keeping my COVID distance, nigga, I'm sick of you niggas. Itchy blanket motherfucker, I ain't really feeling you niggas. You niggas worried about being pressed, I'm dealing you niggas. Fuck around, bring the wine out, bring your smile out. Pull up in your neighborhood, go ahead, shoot your blinds out. Me and my squad, we'll pull up, nigga, and it's ice out. Don't play no games round here, I ain't chasing around. No fucking clout, and I'm grilling niggas. Let's take a moment of silence for those fell from a nigga wildin'. They fucked up, then I anger the bastard child. I tell the niggas I walk up, shake your hand with a smile, and I keep a gun in my back pocket just to get you wildin'. Turn it up a notch, 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 turn it up, turn it up a notch, turn it up, turn it up a notch, turn it up. What now? How? Turn it up a notch, 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 turn it up, turn it up a notch, turn it up. How? What's going on, Smoove?
What's happening?
Man, feeling a bit different today, bro.
Oh yeah, what's happening?
Man, I'm feeling like they underestimating us, man.
Oh man, they gon' do that.
You know what I'm saying? I guess we gotta turn it up on them.
Turn it up a notch.
Well, let's do it then.
Well shit, that's the only thing we here for. Fuck all these trash ass rappers talking all that shit. Talking about they made this and made that. We gon' turn it up a notch. Let's get them, Vic.
Hold up, give me a second to step in and let me flex my skills. It's clear to the way that I eat beats. They labeled your boy a threat for real. Leaving them shocked, electric, ill. It's good chillin' hood to the weapon spill. But have a vest, they just get pills. Would you come in? Cause I'm effing here. For Christ and still, give it all you got, homie. It's just a warning shot. Front and get your collar pop on deck, cause I've been calling shots. I'm Phoenix, Arizona, my section rep. You want this lesson next? As soon as that weapon presses, sit him in the jet just like Professor X. You might have to lay in it, so be careful where you make your bed. I start spitting bars and got MC shaking scared. Your rhymes are weak, then I'm hitting them with the razor's edge. Shots that detach his arms like a Mr. Potato Head. So let me flex a bit, better know who you messing with. As soon as the weapon lifted, to spin his head like the exorcist. So if you take a note, then start jotting them down. No flopping around, you assed out like a hospital gown. It's gangster.
Turn it up a notch. 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 Yeah, yo. Turn it up a notch. 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 Yeah, yo. Yeah. A 10 hot.
Yeah, yo.
Freak talk.
Yeah, B.
What's happening? What's happening? You already know what it is. It's your boy Smoove, the General 10 Hut. Hey, and you are now on live with me on Real Rydaz Only Radio on Let's Talk About It. We're going to talk about it. Today, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about polygamy and polygarism and isms and all of that.
No such thing as polygarism.
It's not. It's polygamy, polygarism, plagiarism.
Polyamorous.
Polygamorous. Yeah, polygamorous.
Then you got polygamy and
Is that
polyamorous.
polygonies?
Yeah, polygamy is a little different.
Polygonies?
Polygamy.
Polygamy.
Polygamy and polygamy are different.
Okay, all right. So we're going to go ahead and introduce the two on the couch. This is like a phantom in the hip-hop game right here. This motherfucker pop up and disappear. Pop up, disappear. This is Vaughn the Beast if you don't see her sitting on the couch.
Hello.
And with her lovely partner, Miss Quana, what's happening with you?
How you doing?
All right.
Beautiful.
You already know.
Go ahead, girl.
You go, girl.
Go ahead, girl.
You go, girl. On some Martin shit.
Because it don't take much.
Oh, okay, all right, just a little bit.
Don't take much for a lot of things. Let's continue with
okay, so we, all right. So we see, all right. As you can see, this is finna be a different type of show, y'all. You already know what it is, man. You already know. So let's talk about it. So let's talk with monogamy first, or would you know what I'm saying? Because I feel that a lot of people are conditioned to go monogamous. I feel that that's anything that's the ideal is a conditioned, brain beat thing. You dig what I'm saying? So, we're going to get into that as well. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes down to that, you feel me? It's something that conditions your brain and controls your brain. Let's talk about monogamy, and you are, one that always, you have your own show as well that you do stuff. You speak about these type of things on there, and all kinds of stuff. I've tapped in.
I actually coach people in these types of relationships. Now, as far as monogamy, we're going to start with that topic, like you said, because it's the most common. Monogamy is actually a man-made entity. Monogamy is actually newer. Monogamy came about when people started to take ownership of things. It was the more convenient way to do things, to keep things in a family, to, keep the things that you possess within and give it to who you want. It's your little group. You know what I mean? So monogamy was actually originally just a man-made institution. We as human beings are naturally inclined to just love.
Right.
There's no limits on our love.
Right.
However, because of the construct of monogamy, and like you said, conditioned into our head, we tend to think that we can love everything equally but our spouse. Like we can love 5 children equally. We can love 10 different family members equally, but we can't love 2 or 3 different people we're in a relationship equally. Wow. What's the difference?
Ooh, that's deep. Let's talk about that. So when it comes down to that, I see your question in that because you sparked that in my mind too. So why is that? Why is it? And feel free, people that are tapping in, make sure you share the live. Make sure you go ahead and share this. You know what I'm saying? And also tap in and leave your comments and let us know what you're thinking as well, because we do also talk back to them. You know what I'm saying? We always like to give our viewers some feedback and and shout them out, give some love. But when it comes to that type of conditioning, I feel that, is it possible to love everyone equally? Yes. I feel it is. I feel, do we allow ourselves? Because like we said, the mental is conditioned. So
I'll tell you where that comes from also. It's not so much that we allow ourselves, because everyone, I'm sure everyone has felt something or another of different types of people in different types of ways. It's just that we all have this notion of minds, ownership. And we all have this notion of only me, the best me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not, if you love somebody else, you take him from me. If you love somebody else, you saying I'm less. You know what I mean? This is the notion. So this is where jealousy comes into play, where a whole lot of things come into play, because you feel like if you love this person, how can you love me? If you love this person, you're taking away. You're bringing me down in a level where I want it to be just me and all about me, because I'm thinking that if it's not that way, there's a narcissistic. You're taking from me.
So okay. Vine whispers something: selfishness, entitlement, and control.
Exactly.
3 key points of narcissism. When it comes to utilizing narcissism and putting it into play. So do you feel that the condition that our brains have been put in on monogamy is a narcissistic condition?
I don't. I feel like the condition our brains was put on in that retrospect is like it's a competition.
Puts it in a competition.
That's it. Yes. Everything is competition.
Okay.
Like I said, if you love that person, I have to compete and be better, because that must mean it's less, or
right.
You know what I mean? It's all about competition.
Yes. Right.
You're not even allowing yourself to realize that the way you love me is perfectly fine. You can love someone else; it's not going to ever be in the same way. Regardless how many people you're with, you're never going to love 2 of them the same way.
Right.
Each one is going to fulfill different needs that you have. You know what I mean? And that's the problem. You put too much pressure on one person to fulfill certain needs, and that ain't them. Why is it not okay for them to fulfill the needs that they fulfill? Whoever fulfills needs, you're not. No one's taken from nobody.
So okay,
and you don't have to compete.
Okay, so now I see where
you know where you stand at. You know your level with this person. You know how much they love you. Why do you have to compete? Because they have a different dynamic with someone else.
So
why is this competition here? Why we can't?
So allow me to ask this, right? And I agree with you on that. Allow me to ask this: is it fair to say this is where polygamy is
not polygamy?
Okay.
Polyamorous.
Polyamorous. Sorry. What is it? So you say polyamorous for the short term of it?
Polyamorous is actually the name of it. It's basically multiple love. You can have different relationships.
Right.
With different people. Polygamy is more constructed in a religious term, and it's also usually one man and several women. The women, it's so many different dynamics you can have in polyamorous. I mean, you can have where it can be one person with 2 different people, or you can have the exact triangle where everybody is all together at once. Or it's so many different dynamics you can have in a polyamorous relationship. It's just, where you feel
most
like
people are honest though.
Yeah, and that's the thing. See, I like, what I call it is ethical non-monogamy.
Right.
What is it?
Ethical non-monogamy.
Ethical non-monogamy. Elaborate.
Basically, you don't have to be monogamous to remain ethical in all of your relationships, and that's what it's about.
What?
Break it down.
Okay, I'm gonna
Open
give
and
examples.
honest.
I'm gonna give examples because I've had several polyamorous relationships and I have had several monogamous relationships.
Right.
An example of ethical is, let's say,
Sometimes it just
I'm with a partner. Let's say it does. It pops out especially.
I'm sorry.
Put your tibby up, fam.
Okay. Sometimes, like, you can be with a partner, and you and that partner, you decide on your own dynamic. You might decide that you're fluid bonded. Basically, what that means is, in your other relationships, don't have sex without protection. You and this one partner are only fluid bonded. You're the only ones that can exchange fluids. So, if you do have other relationships, you got to respect this partner's. Now, if you go out there and knowing that y'all are in this dynamic of being fluid bonded, and you go and have sex with somebody else without protection, that's not ethical. You broke the dynamic of this.
Right.
You remain ethical on what you decide in your dynamic. Certain relationships, you can have like I've had partners where they don't even want to know each other. Then I've had partners where it's fine to know each other. Then I have partners who want it to be what it's all. You know what I mean? It's different dynamics, but you decide which dynamic is best for you. But it's all in a matter of just remain ethical to whoever you're with. Mm. Now, a big mistake that people do when they start polyamorous relationships is they can start it as a trio. Big mistake. Don't do that. That's the worst way to start it. A trio should be the last resort once you're strong enough to know you can handle it. Because a lot of hearts will get broken and there'll be a lot of problem if you go into it thinking we all gonna be together. No. You have your own relationships. You let them have their own relationship. You build strength in that way. And maybe one day you can have a trio with somebody. Right. But until then, don't go and doing it because you're going to ruin it. For everybody, you're going to break hearts more than you ever believe.
Remain open and honest. Like,
that's it.
Remain open and honest.
You can't go wrong with that. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
it's very true.
I don't want to be a player no more.
You respect the person that you're with.
Exactly.
And that's
there's nothing wrong
what
with that.
Are your dynamics
and
in this
also, if we do that, we can stop the spread of a lot of diseases, a whole lot. Come on. Let's just...
So much gets taken out of account.
Be more mindful.
Jealousy, more self-confidence can come in.
Yeah,
you know how much self-confidence you can build in relationships like this? Because
let's just respect
your goal is not to focus on your partner's other relationships. That's their business. Focus on your relationship with your partner. And that's what's important. Know where you stand. Don't worry about nothing else.
Well,
their other relationships
know where
don't
you
concern
stand.
you.
Don't worry
right,
about
as long
nothing.
as they're respecting your relationship, their other relationships don't concern you. Unless you want it to and you're strong enough for that to happen. Like I said, that's different dynamics. I like kitchen table poly. Like when I was in polyamorous relationship.
What'd you say?
Kitchen table poly. Basically what that is I want everybody to be friends. I want us all to be able to hang out and all of this. And, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want my partners to know each other and possibly build a friendship together on their own.
Right.
And that's the type of relationships that when I'm in polyamorous relationships, I would go more towards. But that's my dynamic. Even if I was to meet another partner and be like, hey, I don't want kitchen table. Okay, well, listen, I want kitchen table. Are you going to do it or are you going to exit this relationship? Because, see, now the choice is yours. Because if you decide to do it, don't complain. You made that choice on your own. You knew what I wanted. You had the option of exiting and respecting the fact that this is what I wanted on your own terms. Leave that option open. That's a lot of things that people have.
Sometimes people put themselves through their own trauma.
They don't want to break up. And I get that, but what a lot of people do is they conform to things they don't want. And
why?
Because of the choice they made.
Why?
You had the option to leave. You chose to stay and deal with this. I'm not going to make you.
Right.
I'm not going to let you make me responsible for healing this part of you.
And I've seen
you
it
have
so
to do
many
this.
times.
I will support you while you're healing this
male
part of you.
and female
But
side.
it's not my responsibility.
Don't put yourself through that trauma.
And I'm not going to make it my responsibility. So if you can't deal with that fact, you once again have the option to exit.
Yeah, it just keep repeating the cycle because you just, I'm going to do this to make so-and-so mad. Why?
You can't.
Why?
That only makes
accountability.
See, I don't move like that. I just be like, all right.
It's all in accountability. It's all in that. And it's not just accountability in what you did wrong. It's accountability in the decisions that you decide to make also. Right. You can't tell me that I'm going to accept this part and do this part and then later on I'm going to get mad and blame me because of a choice you made.
Your word is what you said. Okay.
Because no matter what you do to blame me, I'm not taking that blame. That's not my responsibility.
Now
I can't do that. What? You made that choice. You had the option to not take it or take it. You're not going to blame me because you chose this option. And you're not going to make me miserable over it.
So people, it is safe to say, you better know what the fuck you're doing when you sit here and say that's what you're trying to do. because people ain't bullshitting out here.
I mean, I think that applies to any relationship also. And that's what I was telling her. A lot of these things apply in all different types of relationships. And even in monogamous relationship, you know what monogamous, what you're entail, you're just with that person. But same difference. If I do something wrong and you say you're going to forgive me and, you know, we're supposed to be moving on, but yet and still, you know what I mean? When I keep no, that applies no matter what. You know, you chose this. Do you want to exit or stay and go through this? If this is what you chose, you're going to be responsible for that. It's not my responsibility. I will apologize for hurting you and I will support you through it, but it's not my job to heal it.
I know sometimes we go out here
and I'm not taking that responsibility.
You may bump into a couple ladies, you know what I'm saying? The dick may be good, fellas, the pussy may be good, whatever this, that, thing. But come on, let's. Hey. Just say what it is.
It's about being honest.
And that's the thing about it. Honesty is the only thing that I feel that misses
from just who they are.
But I feel that honesty is a part of humanistic expectation.
Yeah, it starts with yourself though. And I say this because a lot of people are not honest with themselves. And a lot of people sacrifice a lot of who they are for others in hopes that the people will love the people they're sacrificing themselves to be. When if you're really looking at what is that saying about somebody, they okay with loving fake you because that's who they're comfortable with.
Right.
So you got to change to be this person because that's what makes them comfortable. Right. That says a lot about the person asking to.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can't love natural me. I got to change. So you can be comfortable with loving me and you're okay with this fake change.
Right.
Because it's comfortable for you.
Right.
That says a lot about the person asking.
Instead of just saying it don't work and you got to go.
It don't work and you got to go. Or I'm just going to have to like I'm going to say even with her, it's a whole lot of things I don't like. You understand what I'm saying? But those things I don't like that are a part of her. I'm not going to blame her for who she is. I'm going to have to deal with it on my own. So I learned to deal with it accordingly.
I've asked you.
I'm just telling you. I learned to deal with it accordingly.
You don't like about me.
It's a few, you know that. But anyway.
I don't know.
My point is I'm not going to ask her to change those things about herself.
I want to know.
You want to know why? Because that's who she is. So what I do is, because I know I don't like these things, I deal with them accordingly. I figure out a way I have to deal with it, whether I gotta avoid it, walk away, prevent. I figure out a way I have to deal with the aspects of her I don't like because who the hell am I to tell you I don't like who you are? Oh, really?
Hey.
Who am I to tell you I don't like who you are, so you gotta change? No, I gotta deal with the fact that I don't like who you are. That's my feeling.
I know you don't.
So
I know you don't like when I walk around and argue.
Right.
I know you don't like that.
And I deal with it accordingly.
Right.
I don't stop you and tell you can't do this or that or other. Stop doing this
what
or that
else
or
you
other.
know?
There's a lot of things. So
well, let's talk about it.
Yes.
What else have you doing? No, I deal with it accordingly. If I gotta ghost her out and ignore her,
let's talk about
I deal with it accordingly and let her be herself.
Yeah.
So, I ain't got time to be saying stop doing this and
can
don't
I
do
see
this.
a lighter? I need a lighter.
I ain't got time for that. Be you. If just because I don't like it, I don't have the right to tell somebody to stop something I don't like about themselves. You know what I think I am. Do you? And I'm gonna deal with it accordingly on my terms.
Right.
Yeah. And that's what I do. I figure it out. Because if I'm going to be with you and I love you, I want to love the real you. I don't want to love no fake. I don't want you to conform to somebody else just so I can be more comfortable loving you. To me, that's fake. I want to love who you are. Bad, good, everything. Show it all to me. And I will learn to deal with what I don't like accordingly. But you know why? Because my feelings are just that mine. Nobody else is responsible for them neither.
You know what, babe? I can't really too much. You know, I get that. You know what I'm saying? I don't like how you shut me out sometimes, then. You know what I'm saying?
I have to.
When I'm trying to talk to you.
I have
to. You know what I mean?
There you go. I have to. You want to know why? Because sometimes the way you communicate, I don't like. So I'll shut you out so I ain't got to deal with it.
I be trying to calm
down. I'm not
going
to tell you to stop. Go ahead. All you want.
What are you trying to do?
I'm going to shut you out.
Trying to calm down.
Whatever you're trying to do, figure that shit out.
I'm trying to fix myself. I'm trying to be a better
Figure that shit out. I'm going to go ahead and let you. I'm going to give you the space to do that.
I have to walk away sometimes. Right. She don't like that.
Yeah, okay. No, but you know what? And
I mean, isn't that
talked about that too.
I mean, but walking away is like
walking away is safe for her.
Yeah,
you want to know why? And I told you that no. Let me tell you why. Because, like I said, you can tell a person to shut up. I don't want to talk about it all day. They're not gonna stop unless they want to. So at this time, now it's time for you to take control if you don't want to hear it. Walk away. That's you protecting yourself.
Right.
You know. So I told her. I said I understand that because you can't make nobody do something. And you can ask them. If they don't, now you take control of the initiative. If you don't want to hear it, do something about it. walk away.
Right. Right.
You can't control them. Control yourself. You can get up and walk away.
Right.
You can tell them shut up all day. You still can't make them. So do something with what you have control of, and that's yourself.
Okay, well, talk about it.
Yeah, honestly, I never put my hand on this beautiful woman. You know,
that's a beautiful thing.
You know, but
she can't beat me.
Yeah.
Oh well, I mean, you know, we don't want to talk about it. Well, you know, I mean, sometimes, you know, ism. Yeah. So when it come down to it, you know, this is how look at it, y'all. Look, came right back together like glue. You dig what I'm saying? Might feel like butt cheeks.
Fuck that.
Clap. You dig? But look, so
love is pure, man.
It's wonderful.
You know what I mean?
That's wonderful. That's good.
You go do what you.
So we talked about
makes you strong.
What's polygamy? Polygamy is
basically one woman with several men.
Oh.
And it's usually religious.
A woman with several men?
A lot of people in Africa, a lot of tribes in Africa actually, a lot of tribes in Africa usually practice polygamy.
Right.
It's more common there.
Mm. Well,
but it's just usually it's religious based stuff. See, polyamorous, ambiamorous, ethical non-monogamy, which falls into the same category. They're not religious based. They're personal based. They're based on your particular relationship. Like I said, your dynamics don't have to be the same as someone else's. Your particular dynamics can be any way that's comfortable for you. You know?
Right.
I don't see nothing wrong with it.
It could be any way that's comfortable for you.
You said it was polygamy was how many? What you said?
Polygamy is one woman with several men.
One woman with several men.
And it's usually religious based.
So, madam. Okay. All right,
she has several husbands.
She has several husbands. She's a madam.
Yeah.
Whichever way you want to call it, polygamy is just the opposite.
So what is it? Women with several women.
I want to be that.
I mean, if you're in a regular relationship, then that's polyamorous. Same thing. Like I've had a relationship where I've been in a relationship with two women and one man at the same time. You know, things like that. That was my particular dynamic. You know what I mean? Okay. I've been in relationships with 2 or 3 women at the same time.
That's player.
I've never been in a relationship with 2 men at the same time though.
My wife used to be a hoe, but she's married now.
I've been married since I was 19.
That's
this is my 3rd marriage.
That's some deep shit.
I'm always married.
That? That's crazy.
I was a hoe too.
I'm always married.
Well, yeah, you said.
And I've always been ethical in my non-monogamy practices. No. But when I decide to be monogamous, I'm ethical in my monogamous practices also. It's equal. That's why I'm ambiamorous. I'm okay whether I'm ambiamorous. I will function just fine.
What'd you say it was?
Ambiamorous.
Ambiamorous.
I function just fine.
I don't know why I'm having a hard time saying that.
Whether it's a polyamorous relationship or a monogamous relationship, whichever one, I'm fine.
So that's ambiamorous when you can have either or?
When you have either or.
I say bisexual. That's crazy.
And bananas is all going to be ethical.
Oh, okay.
I choose.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Everyone should choose their relationship.
Right.
You shouldn't conform to what you want in a relationship because what you think somebody else wants. That's not comfortable. That's not living life. You can't naturally love that way.
Right.
It forces you to hold back love. It makes everything so tedious. Like
it could all be so simple
and beautiful. Just honesty. I say that all the time. I think I've had, problems in some relationships I had where it didn't work out for different reasons, but I've always remained ethical. And I've always left, everyone I'm in a relationship with is all open and honest. So if there's any part of anything I want out of this relationship you can provide and you think it's a deal breaker, you have the option to go. That option is yours. I'm just telling you what it is and whether you're going to accept it or not. And the same thing, like if I'm with somebody and they tell me, hey, this is the way it is or a deal breaker, and I have the option to go because I don't like it, I'm going to leave. I'm not going to conform myself just to make something work. I know it's not me. I'm going to take my option to go and say, I'm sorry, I cannot provide that. I'm sorry, I cannot do that. So I guess we cannot be together. I'm going to take that option. Because I know if I didn't take that option, I'd probably be one of them people that get mad one day and say, I did this for you. Why would I do that to myself? I'm going to take the option where we ain't got to go through that. I'm taking accountability and I know that I had a choice.
I'm gonna take accountability. So I'm gonna take my bottle. You know what I'm saying? We ain't doing this. This ain't gonna work. And I'm out.
Oh shit.
Fuck that.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
I'm fucking with y'all. Get him. I ain't going no goddamn way.
But yeah, so we'll be right back after these messages. This show has been brought to you by Today's Smoove Styles. You know what I'm saying? Your mobile barber. So all you gotta do is tap in, man. 602-562-1771. Just make sure you tap in, man. You'll be able to go ahead and get your smooth cut. I'll pull up on you. You know what I'm saying? No matter how it goes, just make sure you tap in. Thank you very much for watching. We'll be right back after these hits. Okay.
A lot of sevens in there.
I don't know. You can put one of mine in.
Play. You got.
Yeah, nigga, where you from? Side where you watch your mouth, nigga. Nigga, where you from? Yeah, nigga, where you from? I'm from the South, nigga. Nigga, where you from? Yeah, nigga, where you from? Side where you watch your mouth, nigga. Nigga, where you from? Yeah, nigga, where you from? I'm from the What they talking about, nigga? What they talking about? What they talking about, nigga? What they talking about? What they talking about, nigga? What they talking about? What they talking about, nigga? What they talking about? What they talking about, nigga? What they talking about? What they talking about, nigga? What they talking about? I've been putting niggas on in the city. Ain't nobody in the city fucking with me. If you think the shit sweet, come and get it. Keep a bad bitch in the foreign, nigga, you know we with it. I don't know about you, I'm going hard though. Bad bitch looking for me like a Waldo. Bitch blow me up, make me turn my phone off. Niggas play the general till they see that general go off. Niggas say I fuck that bitch until I fuck that bitch, I said it. Once you spark the beef, it ain't no peace, so all you niggas can get it. Bitch, I'm from the South, so watch your mouth, the bodies drop, I did it. Put the city on my back, you know the general stepping with it. What they talking about, nigga? What they talking about? What they talking about, nigga? What they talking about? What they talking about, nigga? What they talking about? What they talking about, nigga? What they talking about? What they talking about, nigga? What they talking about? What they talking about, nigga? What they talking about?
Bertha, big body, she empty the shit. He like I'm naughty, send the baddest bitch. Pussy got it, it got the tightest grip. My money heavy, it broke the money clip. Brooklyn Bree, you know I'm coming and I'm ready. Cut these bitches up, boom, confetti. He eat the pussy up, I call that nigga Yeti. Daddy up, I feel it in my belly. They wanna lick it and can't, so they say my name. Time is pressure, I can feel no pain. I dig a Remy, Foxy, that's my aim. It's sin, bitch, and I don't fuck with lames.
What they talking about, nigga? What they talking about? What they talking about, nigga? What they talking about? What they talking about, nigga? What they talking about? What they talking about, nigga? What they talking about? What they talking about, nigga? What they talking about? What they talking about, nigga? What they talking about? Yeah, nigga, where you from? Side where you watch your mouth, nigga. Nigga, where you from? Yeah, nigga, where you from? I'm from the South, nigga. Nigga, where you from? Yeah, nigga, where you from? Side where you watch your mouth, nigga. Nigga, where you from? Yeah, nigga. The general is here. Soon as I step in the building, bitches all on me, but they want one thing, yeah. Combo ain't a heavy bag, don't approach me, combo empty, yeah. Pockets all on lumpy, rolling like peanut butter, thick and chunky, yeah. Nigga don't try me, baby girl too loud, Kevin had a class stand by me. Yo, get the money, go get the money, boy, use a hoe for the money, hoe for the money, pitch at the stove for the money, stove for the money. I'm the type to break down an ounces, you the type to sniff for the fucking ounces. I'm the type to stack my money up, you the type to trick your money out. I'm the type to fucking put her out, you the type to love and cuddle up. She know I'm all about the bag, that's why she fucking with the boss, bitch. Ooh, 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 ooh. The general is here. Ooh, 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 ooh. The general is here. Ooh, 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 ooh. The general is here. Ooh, 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 ooh. The general. I'm outside my game like sun's popping. Everybody wanna sign me, but I ain't hopping. Move fast like a train, but I ain't stopping. With a brand new whip, just got topping. With a bad little bitch, just getting topless. With a wet little pool and I hop in it. Everybody wants Smoove, that's the long list. Keys to the city on the light slip. Everybody trapping, they ain't trapping. Everybody snapping, they ain't snapping. Everybody popping, they ain't popping. Everybody shopping, they ain't shopping. Everybody dropping, they ain't dropping. Come around when they get popping. Keep a cannon on my hip, just in case I have to drop them. Bitch, move, move. Move, 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 move. The general is here. Move, 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 move. The general is here. Move, 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 move. The general is here. Move, 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 move. The general is here. The general is here. The general is here. Move, 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 move. The general is here. Move, 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 move. The general is here. Move, 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 move. The general is here. Soon as I step in the building, bitches all on me, but they want one thing, yeah. Combo ain't a heavy bag, don't approach me, combo empty, yeah. Pockets all on lumpy, rolling like peanut butter, thick and chunky, yeah. Nigga don't try me, baby girl too loud, Kevin had a class stand by me. Yo, get the money, go get the money, boy, use a hoe for the money, hoe for the money, pitch at the stove for the money, stove for the money. I'm the type to break down an ounces, you the type to sniff for the fucking ounces. I'm the type to stack my money up, you the type to trick your money out. I'm the type to fucking put her out, you the type to love and cuddle up. She know I'm all about the bag, that's why she fucking with the boss, bitch. Ooh, 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 ooh. The general is here. Ooh, 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 ooh. The general is here. Ooh, 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 ooh. The general is here. Ooh, 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 ooh. I'm outside my game like sun's popping. Everybody wanna sign me, but I ain't hopping. Move fast like a train, but I ain't stopping. With a brand new whip, just got topping. With a bad little bitch, just getting topless. With a wet little pool and I hop in it. Everybody wants Smoove, that's the long list. Keys to the city on the light slip. Everybody trapping, they ain't trapping. Everybody snapping, they ain't snapping. Everybody popping, they ain't popping. Everybody shopping, they ain't shopping. Everybody dropping, they ain't dropping. Come around when they get popping. Keep a cannon on my hip, just in case I have to drop them. Bitch, move, move. Move, 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 move. The general is here. Move, 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 move. The general is here. Move, 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 move. The general is here. Move, 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 move. The general is here. The general is here.
out here in these streets, young boy? Let's hear about it. Yeah. Show me. Hopping out the whip, peanut butter guts. Many of them follow, but they stay stuck. Loss after loss, but I'm making up. Double up deposits, now we saving up. With all due respect, there's no giving up. And all these ladies out here balling stacks, growing up. When you're really out here grinding, only way is up. Ain't gotta let the haters, they seated in the front. Never fold under pressure, stand 10 toes up. And see you not on you, so what you say. And what's in you, they can never take away. This love within yourself, don't let it fade away. Yeah. 1 minute they seem to all love you, no lie. They turn around and throw dirt on you, no lie. Remain the same through these painy struggles, no lie. We grinding for the same hustle, no lie. 1 minute they seem to all love you, no lie. They turn around and throw dirt on you, no lie. Remain the same through these painy struggles, no lie. We grinding for the same hustle. No one know what hopeless is. Until them days it's cold and wet on all that shelter in. Heated waters out the microwave just to wash. Getting clothes off the lines even after dark. I'm staring off the space and praying just to make a mark. This ain't a movie script, this is my life of art. Picture not quite perfect, mind frame set apart. When you in this role, you better play your part. Never losing impressive fluence, so on your mark. Get set, been ready, I'm rising up the charts. I'm out the gate and ready, so set all the chalk. Never talking, been walking facts from the start. Lies. 1 minute they seem to all love you, no lie. They turn around and throw dirt on you, no lie. Remain the same through the daily struggle, no lie. We grinding for the same hustle. 1 minute they seem to all love you, no lie. They turn around and throw dirt on you, no lie. Remain the same through the pain and struggle, no lie. We grinding for the same hustle. We grinding for the same hustle, no lie. We grinding for the same hustle, no lie. We products of the same bubble, no lie. We get it like we get the duck, no lie. Get it like we get the duck. Get it like we get the bus.
Run a ball, shout out to Peter Roy, man. Real solid cat. I keep it all the way 100. Real solid cat.
Yeah, for years.
Real solid, motherfucker.
No smut on his name
at all.
Always been solid. You know what I'm saying? Salute to you.
Yeah, salute.
Happy T-Day, you know what I mean? It's always a blessing to get to another one, you know.
I do the whole dash in the foreign. What's a drip to a splash? Purple label Ralph Lauren, looking like I'm scoring. Rebounded with them bricks. Now my net sounded gorgeous. R&R was high. I took more risk. Holy cow, milked it dry, still poor rich. Then what'd you do? Went and bought more bricks. And what'd you put? Floorboard for Taurus. Took more trips, flipped more chips. Unplugged from the game, went cordless. Still connected like Wi-Fi. Highly respected, I'm a wise guy. Like my women wet and my eyes dry. Money on the low and my fire's high. Deals on a boat with a Mai Tai. Shit's barely afloat with a dry line. Street certified. I've been in the streets. You've been in the streets. That's the difference. Ask about white boy Roy, Peter Roy. Name has no smut. Been solid. That's it. Hey.
right, you already know what it is, man. We back in this thing. You already know. Let's talk about it. All right, so we finna go ahead and get into this. What's going on?
I'm not doing it if you're gonna do all that shit.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What you doing?
She asked me to put some of this on her lips, and she's doing shit with her lips, and I ain't got time for that.
Well, we back into it.
Later.
No, I have no reason to later.
Well, we're getting back into the second half of Let's Talk About It. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you very much for sharing. Thank you very much for tapping in and leaving your comments if you have. We will get to them, believe me. So I want to go ahead and talk about the second half. The first half, we talk about, polygamy, polyamorous, Polynese, polygamy, ambiamorous, monogamy. So we talked about those in the first half. So now we're gonna get into the form of mental illness. Kind of at the beginning, everybody seen the title of it when I had posted that it was in regards to mental illness, but we're gonna go ahead and keep the wide spectrum now that we have ladies on the show. You know what I'm saying? And let's go ahead and talk about it. Mental illness. I mean, I feel that it comes from a form of stress where there's no outlet and there's no breather. There's no, form where you're able to release. And a lot of times when we say release, get your minds out of the gutter, because not everything's about a sex situation. When you need to release, you might need to go to the shooting range. You might need to go play dominoes and just get away, with the homies. You know what I'm saying? Whatever your release may be. I feel a safe release, of course. I feel that a lot of things in life are not understood on both spectrums of man and woman on what stress level or what is had of stress. With that, I feel that this is where the mental illness of, pressure, force, control, dictate, things of that nature comes into play where, take house, for instance, man and woman, typical. Let's go typical. Man and woman household, man has to provide, man has to sustain, man has to protect, which means he has to guide, which means he has to lead, which means that he has to be allowed to lead, and his flock has to follow. Women, I feel as a man, I can only speak as a man, I feel that women tend to forget that your place is important. But there are times where man has to reign.
Competition.
And that's where that issue comes into play. It's not a form of competition.
Play your role.
Play your role.
Like, and I get what you're saying as far, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I get what you're saying as far as like man has to lead, man has to do this. It's not necessarily saying that the woman is not a leader in the role she plays.
Right.
It's the same thing, but a lot of women don't look at it that way.
They don't.
They're looking at it like, okay, he has to lead in these areas, yes. You know what I mean? But you're leading in your areas too, and that's perfectly fine. There's no competition.
Right.
And when you do that, you're well-rounded on every aspect.
Right.
Everything is being met. Everything is coming into where it's supposed to be, that complete circle. Mm-hmm. But when you don't do that, of course, there's going to be an imbalance because it's a power struggle. Right. It shouldn't be a power struggle if everybody was okay with understanding that whatever role they play is a leading role. Right. It's okay to follow someone else in their leading role in your relationship in that retrospect, just like they're going to follow you in certain leading roles you have. It's, a circle, but people don't look at it like that. They look at it as a competition. And
that's the thing about it. And that's a form of mental illness where it comes into play, where the pressures come into play. Because now you have man that's frustrated that sits here and says, why you not? Why you this? Why you that? And then the woman's like, well, I have to. Well, I have to. Well, I have to. And he's like, well, okay, well, understand what I have to. You understand? So that, when it comes to those things, I feel that there is a form of mental illness that goes back and forward, where they bounce these things off of one another, what builds more pressure, which is like a wrecking ball.
I mean, I guess it depends on how you look at it because I'm gonna say I've never asked somebody why they don't do something when I know that excuse me, when I know that they should be doing it anyway. What I do is I start off by let me stop this. What I do is I start up as basically determining why they're not. Are they not doing it because they just don't want to, because they're being lazy, because it's not them? It starts there with the decision I'm going to make. And then I'm going to figure out how I'm going to react on it because, I may want them to all I want, but if it's not them and I still think it needs to be done, I'll just do it. Mm-hmm. Why? Why go through all of that? What is the need?
The thing
you know what I mean? Is it really going to kill me to do it because I feel like they're supposed to? Mm. It's not them. It's not who they are. If I'm going to look at it another way, if I do it, considering it's not who they are, at least I know it's going to get done right. Right. You know what I mean? I'm not going to put that. I hate to put pressure on people that's not them so they can come out of their character, and then that's even more pressure because now they're scared to fuck up something that ain't them. Right. Why do that to somebody you love?
Well, see, and I feel that the form of honesty on the other end has to come into play.
They got to let you know.
Where, like, this ain't me. I'm not able to do.
Don't act like you could do everything.
Right. Because then you set an expectation.
Why'd you tell me and you could have told me no?
Right.
Why'd you tell me you didn't know how when you told me you did? Same thing is communication.
Right. Of honesty though.
Yeah. But see, a lot of people are not honest because they're scared that the other person is not going to accept their honesty because they're not going to like it. See, and what I've learned is whether a person accepts my honesty or not is not on me.
That has nothing to do with you.
It really doesn't. What you think of me is none of my business.
Your credit is honest.
If I'm able to say something, and the thing it is, it's trauma, and it could be, from when we were younger,
that's where it starts.
Don't do this, don't do that, or you can't do, and you know what I mean. It starts from there, and everybody else, right? Like you said, everybody deals with it differently. You know what I'm saying? The way that I may deal with my trauma, you know what I'm saying, may
Two
be different.
People can go through the same trauma and don't deal with it the same way.
Absolutely. I feel that, and you're absolutely correct.
So we have to understand and respect each other. Like, we can disagree, and that's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Sometimes you gotta disagree and move on.
And see, that's the thing. A lot of people don't know how to move on.
Because they're choosing unhappiness. You know how easy it is to choose to be happy and say, I don't feel like being bothered with this no more because it makes no sense and it's not doing it.
We've been conditioned.
What's my 3 F's? My saying is, if it ain't feeding, fucking, or financing me, I can just let it go. Just like that. Let it go. Straight up. Let's move on from it if it don't fall under these 3 F's, because I'm not going to keep going through this when I can get back to the happiness and love. Man. Let's get back there because that's what I want. I don't want to be angry. Why am I choosing to still be mad?
Right.
I'm making that choice by doing this and feeling like this. I'm like, fuck that shit. I want to be happy. Let's leave it alone. What's the problem? Who cares who's right or wrong? I don't feel like being bothered with that anger and that hurt no more. I want to get back to the love. So whether it's right or wrong is irrelevant. Let's just move on from it. We're going to agree to disagree.
Right.
And we're not going to bring it back up either because I'm not going to bring up no anger and hurt.
Well, let's figure out a solution. If we dealing with it, let's move on.
An argument with no resolution is useless.
It's useless as fuck. And the thing about it is that I feel that the mental illness comes into play where, like we said, there is no breathing room.
Right. Everybody's so scared to be themselves because nobody accepts nobody.
So it's like a bunch of people holding their breath, walking. It's like two people holding their breath in a house, just walking around.
Because each person is scared, the other person is
exhausting themselves, so they get ready to pass.
Why would you want to live that way?
They're trying to figure out how to make how to be somebody they could be to make the other person happy, and that got to be just exhausting in itself.
It has to be ridiculous. And that's what I'm saying. Instead of, like you said, the form of honesty has to come into play where you have to be.
And you got to be okay and accept people for who they are.
That's too.
Important. That's
even if you disagree.
You don't have to like those parts of them, but they ain't got to change that for you.
And see, the thing about it is that.
Bless you, woman.
But see, when it comes down to it, it's like, I feel that a lot of people have to understand that when it comes down to understanding that what one wants, you can't be. You have to. It is a must. Because what becomes is an expectation of you. You dig? If you sit here and you...
How can you have an expectation for someone else?
Because if someone says to me, if I tell you, okay, come to the stew tomorrow.
You know how many people tell me that?
Listen. If I tell you to come to the stew tomorrow and tell you to pull up, we're going this, and this, and this, and this.
Mm-hmm.
Put all these highlights in the world. You have an expectation when you arrive.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So when it comes down, when one tells you, this is what I can do, what I'm about, this, so on and so forth, you're going to have that expectation.
Right.
Now, the frustration of handling this is where the complication comes in. Because you have the one that is scared of telling the truth that, okay, no, I'm not. I've been capping. You know what I'm saying? And then they could, because now they're, I will, I promise,
Just doing everything.
Setting more expectation.
Adding on.
Which causes a frustration within the other.
Because they're waiting for it to happen.
And now there's rage. And now they're sick of this. Now I'm tired of this. Now this constant argument.
It starts with honesty.
You get what I'm saying?
Being yourself and being okay with being yourself.
So mental illness is, the diffusion of mental illness is being honest. When you learn to be honest with yourself about what trauma. Who you are. You are not the person of your trauma. You are the person that came through your trauma.
Take the responsibility over other people to try to fix it. Yeah. Even if someone hurts you, take the responsibility over them to fix it because you want to fix that on your own.
Yeah, you
don't want to keep blaming them. Yeah. You know what I mean? You make the choice you want to make as far as how you want to continue that relationship. But if you're gonna, look for healing, take that responsibility off of them. Yeah. Put that on yourself. The healing will be very much well respected and learned, and it'll be easier for you too because it's real healing. Right. It's not healing with the you want somebody to keep making up for what they did to you. No, all they gotta do is apologize. Mm-hmm. That's it. And if you're gonna accept the apology and move on, the rest, your inner work is up to you. Take that responsibility off of them. Stop making them suffer. They, it's suffering enough that they gotta, go through every day knowing what they did to you, and you forgave them. Try to understand that too. It's a lot of different.
Forgiveness comes into play.
If people don't forgive people for real.
Do it wholeheartedly. Don't just say that you.
They don't forgive you for real. They don't, because they forgive you with the expectation that you're gonna keep trying to do things to show your forgiveness. Don't do that.
And see, I've always been the person.
Forgive them for yourself.
And see, I'm the type of person.
People look for something so much in someone else. What are you looking for within yourself?
See, I look at it like this. For me, I look at when one does harm to me, in a sense, I feel they're doing things in the form of.
The harm is different.
It's like, no, I'm not. I'm not talking about physical.
Oh, okay.
No, yeah, you already know I ain't playing that at all. Go. But
feelings.
But when it comes down to feelings and being able to be with one and express with one has to be willing to accept, listen to understand. Because sometimes you might be told something that you just don't even have shit you need to say anymore. Like, you know what? I'm not even going to battle with you. You just shut me the fuck down. No, you're right. I need to go in the corner and talk about this.
My grandfather used to say, take the cotton out your ears and stick it in your mouth.
My uncle told me one thing one time. I was talking so much shit. He had a print shop. You know what I'm saying? Little t-shirts and shit. And he was telling me stuff, teaching me. And I'm just talking. He said, hey, man, will you shut the fuck up? I said, and I was one of them teenagers like, what? Hold the fuck up, nigga. What? He's like, well, the thing is, what you need to understand is that you got 2 ears and 1 mouth, and one is doing overtime. When I'm trying to teach you something, you can't teach by talking. You can't learn shit by talking. At all. You can learn by listening. Shut the fuck up. Now, I really want you to learn this. Now, if you don't want to learn this, all you got to do is tell me that, and I'm going to tell you to get your shit and go. So I said, okay. And that's one thing I learned.
I like it.
You know what I'm saying? You feel me? That's one thing I learned. When you have too much of this going on and not enough of this going on, because there's different forms of listening. You miss everything too. You miss everything. It's a form of listening. Because people be listening, but I am listening. No, you waiting for your time to interject.
You waiting for what you want to say.
Yeah, you waiting for your time to. No, that's when I was the boo.
Yep, that's what you're saying. Like, something that you
bingo, got him. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, you're not listening to the shit I'm saying.
You understanding.
Even then,
Are you reciprocating?
Because sometimes you can listen and not understand, but if you listen and not understand, you're gonna say, "I don't understand."
But this is where the form of honesty comes in, and the fear of humiliation of not knowing.
Shit, not me. I'm a student of
life. Yeah, you feel me? I'm finna automatically. Hey, so what did you mean when you said that? Because I'm trying to figure that shit out.
I know everything.
I need to know how you coming. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's in a debate.
Explain that to me again.
Yeah, run that back.
So I can make sure I understand.
Because you know what I'm saying? I need to know.
Reiterate that just a little bit.
Can you elaborate just a tad? I need to know. You know what I'm saying? Because when you want to learn something and you want to learn.
Man.
When you want to get to the root of something, like for those in relationships, you want to get to the root of something. You're gonna want to know what the root of it is. Hey, so what the fuck was what? Let's talk about your morning. How did you wake up? What happened? You stubbed your toe. The coffee was fucked up.
Before we get,
did you get your food? What the fuck is going on? What in the hell?
Yeah.
You did? So when it come down to it, you gotta get to that root of things. And if you really want the root, be willing to accept what the fuck finna come out of what others' mouths. It don't matter about your damn zodiac, none of that bullshit. It's humanistic. If you are if you sit here and tell me, well, Smoove, what's your problem? Well, my motherfucking problem is, you dig what I'm saying?
Smoove.
Except when I told you
how many times have I carried to you? Except
it's how it goes.
How many times you get?
Well, this is what it is with me.
We done talked about over haircuts.
You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. Hey. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes down to it, it's like, you know, being humanistic, it's like people have to understand you have to be willing to accept what you're about to receive. You can sit up here, for example, you work construction, you come home, your shoes off, your girl walking around the house, sitting up here bitching, complaining about shit. You like, what the hell's going on with you? You got to be ready
to listen to what's going on with
your feet stink, got my house smelling like corn chips and all day. You know what I'm saying? You need to go ahead and get your shit.
Sometimes that's all you got to do, because by the time they finish down, you can't no more.
And that's how it goes, because that's all they want to do is let you know. Yeah. It's eating them up inside, they got to tell you.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
It could be the simplest thing.
But see, the thing is that when it comes down to people have to learn these things of delivery. Delivery is everything.
Tone.
Yeah, because if you come at me on some waving your neck and waving your hands, hold on. I'm
gonna respond that way.
Yeah, you feel me?
That's why I address every situation. I've never had an enemy in my life, and that's because no matter what situation I've had, I address it with love. And I'm starting off addressing the situation with love. So you got no choice but to respond to me in that way. I don't care what it is, what problems we have. I don't care what the situation is. I address every situation in my life with love first.
Right.
So you're going to respond to me that way. And if you don't respond to me that way, then that ain't my problem.
See, love, it brings everything together. People have to understand that. Love brings everything together. If you come with love, you will get love. If you come with war, you're going to get war. Or you might just laugh at some people for running. But the thing about it is, there's a lot of things in life that you really have to understand, that love really will bring everything together. It beats to everything.
It's stronger.
You know what I'm saying?
Light is always stronger than dark.
You know?
You can't bring light and the dark overpower it. It's never going to happen.
It's never going to happen. And that's what you have to bring. Love is light. Light is love.
Nothing's stronger than love. No matter how much hate you have, you can turn that into love so easy. Yeah. You can turn hate into love quicker than you can turn love into hate.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And, you know, it's all about where your heart is and where your spirit lies. You know what I'm saying? So when things come into play, mental illness, you know, I want everybody to understand love is where it's at. You have love. You have to love yourself.
Be okay with who you are.
Be okay with who you are, first things first. Number 2, love yourself just as much as you want someone to love you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You can't expect one to give what you don't know how to receive. Mm-hmm. You dig what I'm saying? So that's where everybody has to understand. You are loved. Reach out to someone if you need someone. Do not ever sit here and feel like you're alone. Do not feel like you have to take yourself out of here. That is not the way to go. The phone is there. Facebook is there. I know it's creepy, but hit somebody's inbox and say, hey, I'm going through something. I don't know you. I need to talk. Somebody is going to show you some love. you gotta understand it's all about your first steps in reaching out. So don't ever sit here and doubt yourself and feel like you're alone, because everybody needs somebody. You dig what I'm saying? And everybody is here for somebody. So this all about you and your choices that you make. Always remember, mental illness can be diffused by any way of letting the outlet, and make sure you're loving yourself. And always make sure that you stay within yourself and your spiritual self. You dig what I'm saying? Because once you tap into those lines, you'll be able to go ahead and get yourself into a place where you know that you're loved by self. You dig what I'm saying? And that's the most important love. If it means taking a walk and just singing your favorite tune, if it means just taking a ride and don't have no kids with you, do that. If it means sitting up here, hey, I'm going in my little room, closing my door, smoking my blunt, listen to my Erykah Badu, I'm finna cool out. You dig what I'm saying? If it means running you a bath water and sitting your ass in the tub, don't expect nobody else to do the shit for you. Yeah. Because nobody knows what the fuck you're going through. You can explain that shit 100 times. Nobody's ever going to know how you feel. People will empathize with you. Sympathy, no one can give, because for the fact of, in those situations, nobody can fix those situations within you but yourself. So therefore, with that, you got to understand, self-love beats mental illness. This has been live on Real Riders Radio, Only Radio. Y'all make sure y'all tap in. I am Smoove G the General. We just talked about it. Hut.
I just want to say right there, you pushed out what you said about love yourself, man. That's why you was born with a heart.
Yeah, thank you.
Love yourself.
Gotcha.
That's what the heart means, right? Start with yourself.
Hey, nigga, you was asleep earlier. Yeah.
Upside Beats. Yeah. Have. Shorty love the way I walk, the way I be making my moves. Shorty love the way I boss, the way I be carrying my tools. Shorty got her ass fat and the way she making it moving. I love the way she throw it back, the way she doing. Shorty love the way I walk, the way I be making my moves. Shorty love the way I boss, the way I be carrying my tools. Shorty got her ass fat and the way she making it moving. I love the way she throw it back, the way she do it.
Backpack, new stacks, new tracks, new rides, yeah. We young guns, I'm blind, hold on, yeah. No time, straight fucks, go nuts, go club, yeah. On time, 100 on dog, yeah. I crush, she blush, I'm up, sit drink, my cup. Yeah, you know I gotta double up. Ricky Bobby when she pulls it up. A body shaped like a cola coke. She reverse then back it up. Numbers up, yeah, she rack it up. Numbers up, give a thump of the. Heard the gang living on a crush. Eat that pussy, baby, keep that flesh. Thick girl, yeah, cut a bug, I need it, yeah. Beat it up till she had to know, yeah. We on.
Shorty love the way I walk, the way I be making my moves. Shorty love the way I boss, the way I be carrying my tools. Shorty got her ass fat and the way she making it moving. I love the way she throw it back, the way she doing. Shorty love the way I walk, the way I be making my moves. Shorty love the way I boss, the way I be carrying my tools. Shorty got her ass fat and the way she making it moving. I love the way she throw it back, the way she do it.
Her ass fat, shorty working and bounce back. Bring me off of that Kit Kat. The way she twerk got my dick wet. Lights off on these silhouettes. I'm in the hair like some bow rats. When we finish smoking a cigarette, I'm so hot, finna take a jet. I'm in the sky and I'm floating. Smoke a tree and I'm choking. I'm number 9 with that potion. I'm finna dive in her ocean. Ass naked with them legs back. Tied up, she like rough sex. Shorty looking like a whole snack. Oh, snore brought the whole back. Hoochie wally, hoochie bang bang. Bend it over, let me bang bang.
I love the way she throw it back, the way she do it.
My boo thing, you tryna get fucked and do things, no change, no loose strings. If I want up, it's no pain, no gain.
Shorty love the way I walk, the way I be making my moves. Shorty love the way I boss, the way I be carrying my tools. Shorty got her ass fat and the way she making it moving. I love the way she throw it back, the way she doing. Shorty love the way I walk, the way I be making my moves. Shorty love the way I boss, the way I be carrying my tools. Shorty got her ass fat and the way she making it moving. I love the way she throw it back, the way she do it.